Okay, good morning. Sorry I can't be here today, but we are going to take some notes, so please make sure you grabbed a green paper from the back and your notebook. We're going to skip warm-up today. We'll start that back up on Monday. On your green paper, we are going to do some notes. Then, after I'm done with notes, you are going to take a quiz. I will choose your partners, and the sub will give you the partners after these notes are done. All right, so if you need to pause so that you can take some time to get yourself settled. We have 4 flaps here. Sorry if I cut yours ugly. And the first rule that we are going to go over is product of power. And product means multiplying. So all this means is multiplying exponents. Okay. And again, if I go too fast at any time, just ask the sub to pause it, and we can pause so you can catch up writing. So the rule on your formula chart for product of powers is a to the m times a to the n. And when you're multiplying exponents, what do you really do? You add m plus n. So we're going to do 2 to 3 examples for each section. So here's example 1. If I have x to the 2 times x to the 3 times x to the 4, I'm multiplying all of these. You could expand them out, but I'm just going to do my rule is 2 plus 3 plus 4. And 2 plus 3 plus 4 is x to the 9. Example 2, I'm going to add in some coefficients here. So 3x squared times 4x to the 5th. So what's my rule if there's coefficients? Well, I have to multiply the coefficients, so 3 times 4, and then add the exponents, 2 plus 5. So 3 times 4 is 12. And what's 2 plus 5? 7. So maybe over here, make a little note. Multiply coefficients. Add exponents. So that is multiplying. I'm going to close that one. The next one we're going to do is the quotient of powers. So quotient is dividing exponents. So when I'm dividing exponents, open that up. If I have a to the m divided by a to the n, what do we do to our exponents? We subtract. So an example of this will be example 3. If I have x to the 5 over x to the 3. I could expand them out. You totally could. But I'm going to do the rule. 5 minus 3 is x squared. Now, again, we're going to add in some coefficients. Let's say I have 6x cubed y to the 4 over 2x squared y. What do I have to do first? Now, I have to handle these each individually because we have to do like bases. So, what is 6 divided by 2? We don't subtract these. We divide the coefficients. So that's 3. And then we subtract our exponents. And remember, there's an invisible 1 there. So that's going to give us 3x to the 1. And you can write it, but you don't have to. And then y to the 3rd. So remember, let's add this in over here. For dividing, we divide the coefficients. And what do we do to the exponents? Subtract the exponents. Closing that. Next rule is your power. Let me see the wording on that. Power of a power. Power of a power rule. So this is when you have something like a to the n raised to the n. So they're right next to each other. And what do I do in this case? I multiply. So we're actually going to try to fit 3 examples here. So example 5. If I have x to the 3rd, y to the 4th squared. Again, I could expand this out, but remember our power to a power, I can just multiply. That gives me x to the, what's 3 times 2, and y to the 4 times 2. Well, what's 3 times 2? X to the 6. And 4 times 2 is 8. Example 6. I'm going to add in some coefficients here. So I have 4x squared y to the 3rd. Now, if I have a coefficient, how many times am I going to write that out? The exponent's 3. So I'm going to do 4 times 4 times 4, 3 times. And then now I have to do the same thing. What's 2 times 3? 6. Oh, what's this y? What's right there? A 1. So what's 3 times 1? 3. Please use your calculator right here. 4 times 4 times 4 in your calculator is 64. X to the 6th, y to the 3rd.
Thank you for learning.
You're welcome. All right, and then example 7. I'm going to kind of mix power to a power with this. So I'm going to have 2x squared over y to the 3rd. So again, I have my 2, my coefficient out front, how many times do I need to write that? 3 times. And then I can distribute, and that becomes 6. And also on the bottom, be careful, what's 3 times 3? 9. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8x to the 6 over y to the 9. Hopefully it's not getting blurry for you. Oh, there you go. That's a little better. All right. And then the last one is negative exponents. So for negative exponents, we have a to the negative n. Remember, if it's negative, it's sad. So I want to make it happy. I'm going to move it to the bottom and make it happy, and I put it over 1. So this one, we're going to always move to make happy. Excuse me. So we're on example 8. We're going to do 3 here. They'll be quick. Example 8 is x to the negative 2. So it's a negative. We can't have that. We got to move it to the bottom and make it positive, make it happy, and we put it over 1. Example 9, what if I do 1 over x to the negative 6? Again, it's negative, so I have to move it, but I'm going to move it up to the top and make it positive. I could put over 1, but I don't need to. It's okay if you do, it's okay if you don't. And then our last example, what if I have x squared y to the negative 5 z to the 3? Now, my negative 5 is sad, it's bad, negative. But these x and z are fine. So x and z get to stay happy, and they get to stay up top, and my y has to go to the bottom. Okay, so what I would like you to do is get your journal and open up to we're on page 41. So for page 41, I want you to write exponent rules. And I would like you to glue this in. So just glue the back. And we're going to do 2 examples, and then you're going to do your quiz. So I'm going to give you some time. Glue it in. Please be quick. If y'all need more time than I'm taking, then pause the video. There we go. Okay. Again, if you need more time, pause, or you can glue in a bit. So over here we're going to do examples. You can always flip these open. I would flip them open one at a time or it looks a little bit crazy, but flip them open depending on which rule you're using. So example 1. -2, a to the 6, b to the -5 times -4, a to the -2b. All right, for this one, it's multiplying, so we're going to use our product of powers rule. I have to multiply my coefficients, so what's -2 times 4? That equals 8. And then I have to add my exponents. So I have a6 plus -2. And then I have b -5 plus, how many is right here? 1. This gives me 8, a to the, what's 6 plus -2? And b, what is -5 plus 1? Now, is this acceptable? No, because I have a negative. So my 8 and my a are fine. So they get to stay up top. My b has to go down bottom because I got to make it happy and make it positive. Now everything's positive. I'm done. Example 2. Okay, I lied. We're doing 3 examples. I don't know if I said that yet. Ooh, getting a little crazy here. All right, for this one, we always have to deal with our power to a power first. So right here, I have a coefficient. Don't forget, you have to write it twice. 7 times 7. And then I can multiply these. X to the 6. But I have another one. I can multiply these. What is 8 times 1/2? It is 4. Well, what's 7 times 7? 49. And then what do I do to these? Well, they're multiplying, so I'm really going to add them. What's 6 plus 4? 10. There you go. Okay, last example, then it's quiz time. I have 6, a5, b to the 3, and c to the -1 divided by 18 a b6 c to the -4. Okay. When I have a division sign, I got to look up top. Can I multiply any of these first? No, they're all different. So now I'm going to go straight to dividing. What is 6 divided by 18? Be careful. Put it in your calculator. 6 divided by 18 gives me a decimal, so I math, enter, enter. It's 1/3. So this equals 1/3. And then I got to subtract these. So how many A's are right here? So I'm dividing, so I'm really subtracting. So 5 minus 1. For my B, I got to do 3 minus 6. And for my C, I have to do -1 minus -4. Well, 1/3 comes down. What is 5 minus 1? 4. What is 3 minus 6? What is -1? What is this negative and a negative going to do? Remember, it's going to become positive. So what's -1 plus 4? C is 3. Is this an acceptable answer? No, because I have my unhappy B. So, what gets to stay up top? Well, if I'm going to do a line, that 3 is below the line. And the 1 is above. The A stays up top because it's happy. And the C stays up top. And my B, I got to move it because it's negative. So it's going to become positive. And that's it. You have the next about 25 minutes to complete your quiz. Your names are already on the quiz, so please get, the sub is going to give you your partners and give you your quiz. Please get started right away. Turn them in by the end of the period, whether you're done or not. You may use your notes. You can use this note page I just made. You can use these note pages we did on Tuesday, as well as yesterday's and, this was Tuesday's. So you have 4 pages of notes you can use. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do this. If you need help, ask your partner. Please be aware you and your partner have different questions, but they work the same way. So work together. Good luck, and I will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.